Time now for First Alert Weather with meteorologist Rob Nucatola.
Our 24-hour temperature cast does not look like what you'd expect on November 7th. Instead, it could be something maybe early in September with temperatures starting near 70 and warming up into the middle, maybe even upper 80s. And then overnight tonight, likely staying close to 70 or in the middle and upper 60s again. Not much going on across our part of the southeast. I see some clouds and showers to the south. I see a little bit more off to the north and west, but that's where all that's going to be. 70 degrees to get started at the Tallahassee airport, 67 for us in Valdosta, and we're at 64 in Thomasville. It is a bit muggy outside, maybe more than a bit, but at least there's a little breeze helping to stir things up so it's not widespread dense fog out there. I see another 70 in Bainbridge, Quincy's at 68, Apalachicola is at 73, some of the cooler spots like Live Oak and Homerville like Thomasville at 64. Now, if there's a breeze out there today, it's going to be from the northeast, and that hopefully will stir things up enough this morning to limit some of those areas of fog. Be careful. You know the vermin are out there lurking. Down to a quarter-mile visibility around Live Oak. Most other areas better than 4 miles. Now, off to the north and west, there's this little boundary. Behind it, way behind it, is where much cooler air is. We are sort of stuck between that and some energy to the south and east that'll be moving this way, and that is going to be a big player in our forecast towards the end of the week. But for our Monday, for our Tuesday election day, and probably for our Wednesday, we just sit here in the warm, humid, unstable air. And sure, we could get an isolated sprinkle or two, but really it's going to be more about partly cloudy skies and very muggy conditions. And that is until we start really shifting our focus out here. A very large, disturbed area of weather between Bermuda and the Bahamas right now. If we look maybe right in here, I think we can see the beginnings of that circulation, and that's enough where the National Hurricane Center said, all right, let's start calling it Subtropical Storm Nicole. Winds around that little core up to 45 miles per hour, so strong enough for sure. Over the next couple of days, it's going to meander a little bit as it works its way back towards the northern Bahamas and maybe even eventually the Florida Peninsula. I say maybe because we've got to see what's coming off of the lower 48 first and see how all these factors come together. And whether we're calling this Tropical Storm Nicole or Subtropical Storm Nicole or even remnants of what once was Subtropical Storm Nicole, this is going to be a large area of disturbed weather with decent rains and winds. And I do think some of that, at the very least, is going to be in the forecast for the Florida Peninsula and the southeastern United States. So we've got things we're watching for later this week. I'm talking like Thursday, Friday, maybe lingering into Saturday. We've got a couple of days to fine tune it, so please keep checking in with us. That will be the biggest point that we watch all week. On the Gulf today, we'll call it partly cloudy, a little breezy. Winds out of the east and northeast like 5 to 15, maybe up to about 18 knots. It's real muggy out there this morning, 60s and 70s. I think this afternoon we're going to see those daytime highs climb way up through the 80s. The more sun we have, we could get to those upper 80s like we saw yesterday. Tonight it's mid-60s and muggy again. The air conditioners running overtime as we head into November here. Election day looks dry but muggy. Wednesday still looks okay, but that's like the day in between this warm and muggy. And then what's going on with the tropics that likely brings rain to at least parts of the southeast. Hopefully we're talking just some steady rain, but we've got our eyes on that and we'll have a couple of days to keep fine-tuning.